All right, in this part, we're going to actually start looking at the table itself. It does have this kind of strange shape to it, but you get used to it after you realize where everything is and what everything is up to here. So, this chapter might be nice if you actually open your book up to a copy of the periodic table and you follow along while we talk about it. So, organization of the periodic table, we are grouped into two things, periods and groups. Periods are going to be rows, groups are going to be columns. Rows go across like you row across a lake. Columns you can think of in structures and buildings as being vertical up and down. So properties of the elements can be predicted based on their location on this table and what period they're in and what group they're in. So periods, again, are the rows. They are the moving across as you go. As you go across, your properties are going to change. When it comes to metals, I am only going to be referring to metals right now. That might be a little backwards because we haven't talked about metals yet. But on the left, we have highly reactive metals. As you get further right, you start getting less and less reactive as a metal. And eventually you turn into non-metals. So we're going to get out of metals. And on the right, you're going to be kind of in the middle there. There's going to be pretty much reactive non-metals, and then it's going to go into non-reactive things. And on the very right, you're going to get unreactive gases. Those are your noble gases on the very left, and they're not going to react with anything. There are 7 periods, so there are 7 rows. Keep in mind, I am going to be floating back to our periodic table here to show you. We do have row 1. This is period 1. This is period 2. This is period 3. Periods 6 and 7 get divided right here to continue down here. So if you can imagine, you insert this whole block right here and here. So after BA, you get LA, right? 56, 57. After RA, you get 88, then you get 89. Let's see here. Let's go back. Here we are, groups. Groups are also going to be your columns. They're also called families. So these are your up and down vertical columns. Each elements in this group have similar properties. So then there are 18 groups. So moving back, we are going to look at our groups going up and down. So this is our first group. All of these have similar properties. Hydrogen itself kind of goes off to the side and kind of fits its own place. It is not a metal, it is a non-metal, it is mostly a gas when you see it. But over here we have extremely reactive metals in this group here. All of these metals, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, and francium, are all going to be very reactive to water. So they all have that property in common. We'll talk about that when we get to metals. Over here, you got your helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon. These are all your noble gases. These do not react with anything. So period 18 is your noble gases or your inert gases, while period 1 over here, we have our extremely alkaline metals, actually, is what they're called, reactive metals. Moving on, I guess that's pretty much all I wanted to cover in this video. So again, periods go across, and we go from highly reactive metals over here to non-reactive metals. Over here's your metalloids, and then you have your highly reactive non-metals, and you have your noble gases. So as we go from left to right, our reactivity tends to go down for the most part. There are a few once you get in this section over here that don't follow that. And the very, very right are unreactive.